Welcome and namaste. This is Johanna with a pure yin yoga practice today, focusing on the earth element, which relates in traditional Chinese medicine to our spleen and our stomach meridian. If you're new to yin yoga, this is a very gentle, slow and calming practice where we hold positions between 2 to 3 minutes in this routine, and I suggest you hold a blanket or some pillows close by to support yourself in these positions and be able to fully relax and breathe. I'm going to practice on this beautiful cork yoga mat made in Portugal and invite you to enjoy the beautiful surroundings whilst you're practicing and breathing.
Let's go ahead and get started with our first yin yoga position. Begin by sitting on your heels, then tuck the toes under and try to be on the balls of your feet. Reach down and tuck the little toes under so you fully open up the feet. This position helps us to strengthen the ankles and to open the toes. So start first by checking in with your breath. Find stillness in this position, taking in all the sensations. Focus on bringing the head over your heart, keeping your breath steady. If you need to have a break, you can always come forward when you feel it's enough and lean on your hands, taking the pressure off your toes. And when you feel it's time to come back again, simply sit back. Our feet are the furthest thing from our minds, literally. There is an old Taoist saying, a person with open toes has an open mind. Most of us imprison our toes all day long in shoes. So open your toes now. You stimulate all 6 lines of the lower body meridians, which begin or end in the toes. The element of earth is connecting to our grounding qualities, to your roots and to nourishment, making that commitment and the perseverance. You can do Dantian breathing here. This breathing coordination helps us to connect our mind and breath. When we breathe into our lower Dantian, which is located below the belly button, we can generate vitality and store it. So we begin by inhaling through the nose, breathe into the space below your navel and feel that part of your body rise up. You can bring your hands there to feel it. And as you exhale, purse your lips gently and softly whisper the air out. Allow the breath to flow in a little slower and smoother, like a gentle wave. Continue with this breath. Now slowly bring the palms of your hands together in front of the heart and lightly bow your head down to the heart. The focus inward. Gently lift your head and come onto your hands and knees. Circle out your ankles by lifting your feet and rolling the ankles in opposite directions. When you're ready to come down, come to sit on your heels. You can use your blanket as a support for your head or supporting your knees or ankles if you feel a little stiff around that area. Child's pose is a healing, restful pose. Allow your forehead to sink into the surface below, relaxing the neck and your shoulders, feeling the gentle stretch through the spine. And gently stretches your ankles. Simply rest here and observe your breath. Now guiding your breath a little more towards the back body. along the spine and into your kidneys. The next exhalation, gently push into your hands and slowly roll up to sit. Now gently come forward onto your hands and bring your hips to the side to sit. Grab your blanket or your bolster and place it behind you. Come to sit on your blanket and roll onto your back. Bring the head all the way back down, stretching the legs out, and hug your right knee here towards your chest. You can either hold onto the back of the thigh, clasping the hands, or for more intensity, cross the fingers in front of your shin. Stretch the other heel away from you so you get a gentle opening through the left hip flexor. Relax and breathe. In this position, you're opening and connecting to the stomach meridian running through the front of the left hip, the left leg. And gently stretching the back on the right side. And back to your breath. Allow the breath to flow in through the nostrils all the way down into your lower abdomen. Observe your breath as it moves in through your nostrils, into the lungs. Feel the expansion throughout your belly. Gentle massage as the belly expands into your right leg. And observe the exhalation until its completion. Remain still and simply allow yourself to be. With your next exhalation, gently release the leg, stretch the right leg out. And rest here. If this is too intense for the lower back, bend both knees and place your feet flat on the ground. And when you're ready, stretch your right leg out now. Take the left knee in to the chest, either interlacing the fingers behind your left thigh, relax the left foot, or you can clasp the hands in front of your left shin. And again, observe sensations, your breath. And remain still. Feel into the gentle compression through the lower back on your right side, opening the front of the right hip in front. And a gentle stretch through the left side of your back. Now gently release your leg. Place your left foot down, bend your right knee in, feet together, and stretch your legs both out and the arms over your head. Stretch from fingertips to toes and take a couple of deeper breaths. Feel the length through your front body. And when you're ready, bend both knees in again, place your feet flat on the ground and lift your hips so you can take the blanket out from underneath and hug the knees into the chest for a little counter stretch. Gently rock here from side to side, massaging your spine. And then bring the arms out to the sides. Shift the hips to one side so you can roll yourself up to sit. Place the folded blanket again to the center of your mat as a support for the knees. Left knee on the ground, right foot steps forward. Coming into dragon pose. The hands can be on the inside of the right foot. To make it more comfortable for the knee on the ground, you can tuck your toes or stretch the toes back and then gently pull a little forward so you have more weight on the front of your kneecap. If this is too much for your knee, place a bolster or some pillows in front of your knee to take the pressure away. And then see if you can keep the length through your neck, the shoulders gently drawing down the spine. This position is a deep hip and groin opener that gets right into the joint. It stretches the back legs, hip flexors, and your quadriceps. This pose can be fairly intense, so connect here to your breath and see if you can deepen it a little. If you feel fairly comfortable in this position, you can also try and lower yourself down onto your forearms. Make sure both forearms can reach the floor easily and observe your breathing pattern. If your breath becomes fast or shallow, then maybe just back off a little bit. Now for a deeper option, a different variation of dragon pose, step the right foot a little further to the side. Lift the toes and roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. You can gently press the inner thigh away from you with your right hand and roll your right shoulder slightly back. And stay here. Breathe. For a different variation, to stretch the neck, wrap your right arm around towards your left hip and let your head hang. Just the weight of your head is getting you a nice, just the weight of your head is creating a nice stretch through the right side of your neck. The weight of your head will create a nice stretch through the right side of the neck. Stay here, or for a different variation, to open further into the left groin, raise your right arm up and lift your left foot off the ground. See if you can grab hold your foot or your ankle with your right hand. If you cannot quite reach your foot, then just stay in the previous variation. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. You can relax your face and soften your breath. With your next exhalation, slowly release your foot and place your right hand back down on the ground. And with your right hand on the outside of the right foot, gently shift your hips back so the right leg is becoming straight. Gentle bend through the knee and the toes flex. Let your upper body sink over your leg. See if you can remain here with a straight line through the neck. Shoulders gently drawing down. Feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. And flex the toes a little stronger. As you exhale, roll the foot back down. Step your right leg back, tuck your toes, and come into a downward facing dog by lifting the hips up, letting the head hang heavy, reach into the palms of your hands. You can turn the head gently from side to release your neck. And then slowly come back onto your knees, to the ground, and step your left foot forward this time. You can stretch the right toes back or keep the toes tucked under and slide to the front of your right kneecap. Make sure you have enough support for your back knee. And then see if you can draw the shoulder blades gently down your back so the shoulders don't creep up your ears. A soft gaze in front of you or your eyes closed. And simply feel into the sensations of the stretch as you open up the front of your right hip to the back of your left thigh. If you feel fairly comfortable in this pose, gently come onto your forearms. You might need to place a bolster underneath your elbows or simply stay in this variation. Try not to exceed 40% of a sensation of the stretch, so you're still able to breathe and feel. To get into a different variation, you can again step your left foot a little to the side, lift the toes and roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Gently press your left thigh a little away from you and lean down into the right hand. To stretch your neck gently, you can take your left hand around and wrap it towards the right hip and let the head hang to stretch the left side of your neck. You want to go a little deeper, you can lift your right foot and grab hold your foot with your left hand. If you can't quite reach, just stay in the previous position and take a couple more breaths here. Feel into the deep opening through the front of your right thigh. Leaning down into the hand and roll your left shoulder slightly back. And gently release your foot. Place your left hand down, your right foot back down, and your left hand back to the outside of the left foot. So now you can shift your weight back and flex your left toes, stretching the left leg as a little counter stretch. Take a couple of breaths here. Keep drawing the shoulders down the back. Keep the neck long, leaning over your left leg. With the next breath in, look forward and bend your left knee. Roll back onto your foot, palms flat on the ground. Step back directly into downward facing dog. Walk and paddle out the heels. After the end of your next exhalation, slowly bring your knees back down onto the ground. Make sure you've got a little padding under your knees for the next variation of saddle. There's different variations here you can get into. So first start by sitting on your heels and notice how this feels. If this is okay for your ankles and your knees, you can gently walk your hands back and lean back into the hands. If you like to go a little deeper, you can place your heels to the outsides of your sit bones, sitting in between your feet. To make it a little more comfortable for the knees, you can sit on a blanket. And when you're ready to go back a little further, you can slowly roll all the way back and maybe come onto your elbows. And if it feels okay for the neck, you can let the head fall back. Otherwise, keep looking out in front of you, keeping the chest nice and wide. Now I'm showing you a different variation to stretch a little bit more into the spleen meridian, which runs along the inside of the leg. For this, roll your blanket, place it behind you, and place your right foot on the outside of your right sit bone. The left foot stays here with the knee bent on the ground. Lean back, and you can let your left knee fall to the side here to get a little gentle stretch. And if this feels okay, slowly come back onto your elbow. Check in with how this feels for the knee and for your ankle. And if you're ready to go a little deeper, you can simply roll all the way back, resting on the blanket below you that supports your spine and your head. Relax the arms alongside the body, or for a bit more opening in your chest, you can reach the arms to the sides or up. This position creates a deep compression in the sacral lumbar arch. It stretches your hip flexors and your quadriceps and stimulates the thyroid if the neck is dropped back. Guide your breath again into the lower abdomen, observing the lower belly expanding with your dantian breath. Directing your consciousness here to deep belly breath. Follow your next exhalation all the way till its completion, and then slowly bring your arms back down onto your belly. Lift the head and place your elbows below the shoulders, and then from here you can roll over to your left side. Extend first your right leg out in front. Circle your right ankle. And feel into the sensations. And bring the foot back down, both feet on the ground. Let the knees fall to the right. Look to the left. Come back to the center and let the knees fall to the opposite side. Releasing the lower back here. Adding some movement back. And then slowly transition to the other side. Lean to your right. Fold your left knee in. Place the right foot on the ground. And if you're happy in this position, you can slowly roll back onto your elbows. Your back will be supported by the blanket or your pillows. Check in with your breath. When you're ready to come back, slowly roll onto your back, dropping the right knee gently to the side. And rest your arms beside your body. Or you can place your hands onto your belly, taking a couple of deep breaths here into the lower abdomen. If you like to open up a little more through the inner arms, your chest, you can bring your arms out to the sides and reach them up behind you. Observe your breath. Now guiding the breath deep down into the lower abdomen and all the way up again into your chest. To open up a little more through the sides of your arms and shoulders, you can clasp opposite elbows with your hands. If this becomes too intense, simply bring the arms next to your side again or rest your hands on your belly. Follow your next exhalation till the end, and then slowly come up onto your elbows, back onto your hands, sitting up. Place your right foot, the knee back to the center, lean to the right and take your left leg out from underneath. Flex the toes strongly, feel into the sensations of your left leg, letting the energy circle back into the knee. And then stretch both legs out in front. When you're ready, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground. Fold your blanket once or twice behind you so you can come to sit a little higher, raising the hips. For the next position, which is caterpillar, is a gentle forward fold. So just check in with your back here, how this feels. And then place your hands anywhere it feels comfortable without reaching towards the feet. The shoulders stay relaxed. If you need to support your head, you can bend your elbows and support the head with your hands, or you can place some pillows or a bolster underneath the forehead or belly. This position is stressing the ligaments along the back of your spine, and it compresses the stomach organs, which helps to strengthen the organs of digestion. If you like, you can simply let the head hang here, and as a gesture of releasing and surrendering into this position, turn the palms of your hands up, facing the sky. Breathing here down all the way towards the lower abdomen and back into your kidneys. Your kidneys getting stimulated. And the heart receives a gentle massage with your breath. You can allow your back to round here and the head to hang. So you're creating a deep stretch along your urinary bladder meridian, which runs through the back of the legs and along the spine into the back of your neck. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Maintain a steady and deep breath. You can send your breath anywhere you would like to create more space. Allow yourself to simply surrender in this forward fold, to trust the earth below you. When you're ready to come back out again, gently place the palm of your hand onto your forehead and push your head gently back with your hand. Coming back to sit. And take a couple of breaths here. And then come off your blanket, bend your knees, lean back into the hands, and let your knees once more fall to the right and to your left. Come back to the center and make your way now onto your belly, so you can use the folded blanket here underneath your chest and belly to support yourself a little. If you tend to have sensitive elbows, you can place your blanket under your elbows. Ideal measurement is elbows stacked below your shoulders. You can measure with the hands around your elbows. The legs are relaxed, lower back stays relaxed. We create a deep compression here once more through the lower back. And at the same time open up the front of the body in Sphinx pose. This deep compression helps to stimulate the sacral lumbar arch. Between your lumbar spine L2 and L3 vertebra is an acupressure point that is called the door of life, where Jing or vital energy is housed. This position helps to tone your spine, and your stomach receives a lovely stretch. Or feel that vital energy rising up from the lumbar spine, along the spine. And guide your breath down into the lower belly. You might experience sensation of heat or warmth in your lower back. And then when you're ready to come out, take your blanket out from underneath and bring the head down, resting it on the palms of your hands. Bend your knees and let the feet fall from side to side. This helps to bring movement back into the lower back and into your legs. Now come to lay on your side, on the right side, supporting yourself on the right elbow. Place your left knee out in front and bend your right knee so you can maybe grab your right foot with your left hand. A different variation is to extend your front foot. You can either stay here or slowly release yourself down, resting on your shoulder. Place a pillow or a blanket under your head, and then you can gently roll the left shoulder back. If you have lower back issues, go gently. You may not be able to pull the foot away at all, so you can just keep it bent and rest back. For a little bit more intensity, you can extend your left foot out and grab hold your foot or your ankle with your hand. Make sure you're still able to breathe in this position and observe sensations. Now slowly roll your head back to the center. Release your leg. Extend first your right leg all the way back. Bend your left knee in, and you can place the knees on top of each other to slowly come back onto your back. Hug your knees into the chest, set your spine back into the center, and gently rock from side to side to massage your spine and lower back. And when you're ready, slowly release the feet. Extend your legs out and rest in this rebound pose. Simply feel the effects as you let go of that stretch. And observe your breath. Is anything changing? Take a couple of deeper breaths here into your lower abdomen, into your dantian. And slowly bend your knees and place your feet on the ground again. Shift the hips a little to the right so you can roll over to the left. Set yourself up, first leaning on your left elbow, and then take your left foot back and bend your right knee forward. If you cannot quite grab your foot, simply keep the knee bent here on the ground. And then gently roll your right shoulder back down. Maybe turn the head to the same direction. And become still. As a deeper variation, a deeper stretch, you can extend your right leg out in front, grab hold the foot with your left hand. If you notice the breath becomes shallow, back off a little. Yin Yoga is a practice of kindness, and a practice where we don't go to the full extent. So notice any thoughts arising, any emotions. Taking your last few breaths here. And then gently let go of your back foot. Extend your left leg. Bend your right knee, foot on the ground. Roll onto your back again. Extend your feet out in front to come into your final relaxation, Savasana. Allow your head to rest into the surface, the ground below you. Begin to relax the shoulders, the whole surface of your back body. Relax from the top of the head all the way down to your feet, feeling the earth below you. Let yourself sink into the support. Imagine you sinking into the soft ground. And simply let go. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for this support and trust the process of life. Now gently begin to deepen your breath a little, and then place your hands over your lower belly. Feel the breath expanding into the lower belly as you breathe in, and the belly relaxing as you exhale out. Just rest here for another moment, taking in all sensations from within, and then slowly come back into your physical body by gently moving your fingers, your toes. Begin to circle your wrists, your ankles, and then you can stretch your arms all the way back behind you, fingertips to toes. Feel the space, the length from the top all the way down. And then when you're ready, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground and roll over onto your preferred side. Support your head with the arm below, cradling. And when you're ready to come up, slowly shift forward and roll up to sit. Find a comfortable seat here. Maybe place a blanket or pillow below your sit bones. And as you sit tall here, gently bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste.